The scale of global football comes with a deep reverence for its history. For generations, the sport's highest achievements were treated as permanent monuments. In 1972, Gerd Müller scored 85 goals in a single calendar year. For decades, that number stood as a benchmark, thought to be the absolute limit of scoring. In European competition, Raul reached 71 goals in the Champions League. That was the established ceiling for modern strikers at the highest level. These milestones formed the mathematical boundaries of the sport. They defined exactly what a great player was capable of producing during a finite career. Then, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo arrived and dismantled that entire framework. This chart tracks the highest scoring players in history. Watch what happens as Messi and Ronaldo's careers progress. They bypass the old benchmarks entirely, both crossing the 900-goal threshold and leaving the historical record far behind. Between them, they have amassed 81 official trophies. The Ballon d'Or, given to the best player on the planet, went to one of these two men 14 times. Producing these numbers independently would be a statistical anomaly. Doing it at the exact same time points to a specific mechanism. Their overlapping primes created a continuous, quantifiable feedback loop. The mechanics of this loop began to take shape between 2007 and 2009, when Ronaldo's Manchester United faced Messi's Barcelona in the Champions League. The catalyst occurred in the summer of 2009. Ronaldo transferred to Real Madrid for a record fee, landing directly in Messi's domestic league. The two most lethal attackers in the sport were now operating in the same country, entering their physical primes and playing for clubs that actively competed for the same trophies. For the next 9 years, they effectively took over the El Clasico rivalry. They played against each other twice every season, consistently matching each other's output in both La Liga and Europe. Geographical proximity and constant media comparisons forged a high-pressure environment. Every goal by one demanded a response from the other, turning a standard sports rivalry into an escalating arms race. We can measure this escalation by looking at how quickly they responded to each other. Starting in November 2010, Ronaldo scored 3 goals. Just hours later, Messi scored 3 of his own. This timeline tracks their hat tricks, synchronizing this feat repeatedly in 2011 and 2013. By 2014, both were sprinting towards Raul's Champions League record of 71 goals. Messi crossed it first. Weeks later, Ronaldo equaled the tally, refusing to cede ground. These compressed timelines suggest more than coincidence. One single player reaching a massive milestone acted as a direct trigger, forcing an immediate, forceful reaction from the other. Maintaining this immense output required intense discipline, but they generated it using completely different psychological and physical profiles. Ronaldo built his game on extreme physical conditioning and vertical power. He operated with an open, obsessive pursuit of goal-scoring perfection. Messi operated with a reserved, introverted demeanor. His dominance relied on low center of gravity dribbling, precise playmaking, and a vision of the pitch that allowed him to dissect defenses. Manchester United manager Sir Alex Ferguson noted that both men were fueled by their own personal pride in wanting to be the best. Ronaldo himself admitted in 2016 that the high level of competition pushed them forward. They applied diametrically opposed methods to the sport, but their shared psychological need to not be outdone yielded the same sustained output. By 2023, both players exited the European leagues, bringing the most intense phase of their shared history to a close. Yet the production didn't stop. By August, Ronaldo secured his first trophy in Saudi Arabia with Al Nassr, claiming the tournament's top scorer award. That same month, Messi lifted the Leagues Cup with Inter Miami in the United States, driving a parallel wave of success on another continent. For many critics, the argument over who was definitively better reached its conclusion when Messi led Argentina to win the World Cup in late 2022. Fans will continue to argue the margins of their legacies forever, but in late 2023, Ronaldo explicitly declared that the rivalry was gone, signaling the closure of a 15-year arms race. The legacy of this era is a permanent shift in the definition of a great career. The rivalry converted rare statistical peaks into a sustained requirement for elite status. Future attackers are no longer measured against 1970s legends, but against a modern standard demanding 50 goals a year for 15 consecutive seasons. Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo found the summit of the sport together, each man's greatness dependent on the other's refusal to slow down.